Let's now turn our focus to the county of Kajiado, where reformed female genital mutilation circumcisers have come up with alternative sources of income, like making and selling mats, milk products, uniforms and beads, as becoming economically empowered. Beadwork, which has been a long-time traditional activity, has been transformed into a commercial business. Is NTV's Rose Mongwe with our weekly special report, Women in Power.
They are members of the Ilaramataka community concerns. They meet every afternoon to work on various designs. They chat and laugh together as they sew beads on leather bracelets and wire ornaments. They carefully string the tiny colorful beads, mixing and blending the colors with visible. Eva Sanoi, also a transformed cutter, scoops up beads and thread them onto a clear string. When she beads, the pair falls into synchrony, a perfect unison formed through years of beading together. She decided to drop the blade and become a champion against FGM.
Nimetayarisha wasichana kama miaka 5. Kitayarisha msichana nilikuwa napata 1,500. Ilikuwa kama biashara. Kwa ajili ya tulikuwa tunajua njia ingine.
She now acknowledges that the practice has been a major setback in girls' education.
Tunaharibu watoto na wasomi wanatahiriwa tu, wanatafutiwa mabwana. Wakati msichana anazaa ni shida, kusukuma mtoto ni shida. Ni wengi wamepoteza maisha kwa ajili ya hiyo. Tumeacha hiyo kabisa, hata tukisikia mtu anaiba tunastaki.
Can't even say we will eradicate FGM the way you would say you would eradicate polio or you would eradicate a disease, because it's not a disease, it's a cultural practice. And a cultural practice can only be eradicated through dialogue. We started bringing the cutters together. At first they resisted because they thought they would be arrested, until we just made them realize that no one is going to arrest you. And they came together. We started with about 50 of them. And they said, you know, of course you start teaching them until they reach what you call the aha point. The aha point was like, oh my goodness, yeah, we've been doing this thing for a long time, but we realized that it's not even beneficial for our girls, it's not necessary. So we are going to stop it. Kajiado became the first county to do a declaration against FGM.
Now in their early and late 60s, the women have all reformed and turned their backs on the blade, choosing instead to fight against FGM in their communities and encourage the younger generation of women to reject the practice. The beadwork embodies the Maasai culture, representing beauty, tradition, strength, and sometimes even social status. Now these beauty accessories have become more than culturally meaning. They mean money.
Walipoacha hii mambo ya kukeketa, sasa walikuwa wanasema tutafanya nini na hatuna biashara ingine. Lakini Mungu alifungua tu milango, tukapata hii miradi ya kushona mashanga.
The ornaments, necklaces, bracelets, belts and earrings and dresses they make are traditionally in style and color. The traditional pastime of jewelry making has a new economic significance for Sanoi.
Ninashona hiyo mashanga kidogo. Mimi ndio nilikuwa ninashona hiyo earrings. Watu wanakuja hapa ama tunapeleka town. Tunauza tu kidogo alafu inatusaidia.
Income generated from the sales is also used to pay for their daughters' education, ensuring that they remain in school and safe from harmful practices such as FGM and early marriage.
Niko na wasichana 7 na mimi sijakeketa na wameenda university wote. Wengine wako na makasi sasa.
There is also a resource center where reformed cutters are trained to sew clothes. The center, dubbed Cut the Garment Not the Girl, also targets girls who have dropped out of school due to early pregnancy, as well as teen mothers who are housewives in the village.
Cut the garment, make uniforms, place it on the girl's body, take her to school, rather than cutting her genitalia and taking her to her husband. Let the girls go to school. What kind of a woman at the age of 11, at the age of 12? I mean, that's unfair.
Today, over 100 women have been equipped with basic stitching skills which they can use at home.
Hapo mbeleni tulikuwa wamama tu wa kukaa nyumbani. Mamangu mzazi alikuwa mkeketaji. Ingawaje pia sisi tulipitia hapo kwa sababu ilikuwa wakati mwingine. Nilikuwa nimepata mafundisho ya ufundi na hapo mimi nikafaidika, nikapata kazi, nikawapata wamama wenzangu na tukaanza mambo ya kushona nguo. Maana kama singepata kazi, ilikuwa pia nami nijifunze mambo ya ukeketaji kupitia mamangu ndio nipate mahitaji yangu kupitia hali ya ukeketaji.
The women started with smaller orders and slowly climbed to a larger business model. The more orders they worked on, the more the skill of the women grew.
It's a very robust business because the schools around here buy uniforms from here. When schools open, they come and make sure that the children, the measurements have been taken, and then they make the uniforms. We also get well-wishers who want to buy the whole lot for the whole school. And that's business, that's money for the women.
Tukiuza, kuna pesa, kiasi fulani ya pesa ambao linawekwa kwenye material, na kuna ile kiasi ya pesa tena mwenye kushona nguo ataenda nayo ili apate kujimudu maisha yake.
Evelyn Korere is a beneficiary.
Mimi nikafunzwa mashini, nikajua kushona, nikaenda kuanza biashara yangu. Sasa hizi siwezi kaa njaa. Mimi nikienda hapo kama sina kachumvi, naweza letewa nguo nishone, nipige wisi nipate 20.
With their basic needs met, the women have now set their eyes on saving for the future.
They put their savings, and then that is done for a whole year. At the end of the year, they will divide their money. And if you need a loan, you actually get a loan from this same money. And you get the interest in paid back to the same group. So women have plans. Some of them have started businesses here in this small center. Some of them have bought water tanks, and then they get water, so they don't have to go and fetch water.
Like many other patriarchal societies, women here rarely make key decisions at the family level, especially those relating to wealth creation.
The fact that the women now have their own money has made them to be respected in the community, in the society, even in the family. The reason being, now they are contributors. So it's no longer just a woman sitting down and waiting for their husband to come. That also contributes to violence against women.
With a new sense of urgency, the women are amplifying their voices in advocating for an end to harmful practices such as FGM, child marriage, and gender-based violence. Rozongwe, NTV.